So I can imagine that. I mean, you've painted a bit of a picture about the value and the success that came out of all of this, and but it must have been challenging, right? To go from. I mean, you started all this on your own? Did you have a partner, or what were some of the challenges you had to face over the last 10 or 11 years?
Yeah, look, yes, I did start this on my own, and this after 10 years of ad hoc business experience, I've realised all the mistakes I've made along the way, and that's why I've been looked out for founders and recently taken on some business coaching programs, etc., for my own business, because I've realised I've got great insight into others' business, but I'm not actually that crash hot at managing my own. I like spending my time in my genius zone, if you like, which is just head in the data analytics and going, wow, look at this, and meanwhile the staff are off there doing a great job, but all kind of rowing in different directions. And so I guess I'm pretty lucky to have lasted this long. So that's been really a big lesson, is that getting that outside structure and formal guidance, etc., to identify the hidden weak spots for me, for me, any business, right, and put in place that structure, the formula which helps business grows. But the other thing, which was an interesting one, is that the software development that kind of game is a really challenging business model. I actually sold my house to fund PV cell software, and it drove a lot of revenue growth, but all the profits kind of getting sucked into an arms race with your competitors. And your customers are continually demanding increasingly more, and it gets more and more complex, and there's not a real clear exit in sight unless you reach this massive scale. We've taken a soft exit and will continue to operate PV cell for our existing customers. But our attention's now focusing on the development and driving the success of clients on the open solar platform. So getting both that support and operations of the existing platform, but enhancement and there's some real value adds, which I'll talk to you about later. But some of the exciting stuff that's going on in a platform that's developed by software engineers rather than a solar guy who's got some software engineering experience.
Yeah. So I mean, something I've understood to be true in tech now more than ever has been really it's almost like a race to get capital to grow. Is that what you sort of were implying with what you were saying there, as far as just keeping up with the competitors? Tell me a little bit more about that.
Yeah, look, I actually had taken the low risk approach of selling my house. That doesn't sound very low risk, but of self-funding the software, and that's I've learned is not a great way to scale a business. And yes, a lot of the focus for businesses, software businesses, is actually getting that funding. It's a different thing, then you're really just always chasing more and more money, and under external pressure. So I think that helps to professionalize the operations of your business. But if I look around most of the solar software spaces, there's not that many that have gotten significant amount of external finance in. So it's kind of just where we're at. But essentially, with all your customers always demanding this next thing and that next thing, they're basically looking over your competitors and saying, oh, they've got that, do you have it? And it may not be that important, actually. We always took the focus of what's going to deliver solar sales versus what's the nice little bright shiny object that is going to help us sell an extra widget or compete with the competitors. But that's an idealistic kind of approach which doesn't always work in terms of from a business perspective. But challenging space.
It is quite difficult. And even us at Clenergy, we have, I guess, something we've had to do ourselves was switch the way that we were, developing new products and services for customers. Because if you listen to everybody and you do everything, then you're really not going to be doing anything of any real value, or you might do it 3 or 4 years too late. You've got to find a way to really, I guess, bring everything down to the basic essence of where the value lies. A book that really helped me was I think his name was Eric Rees, the Lean Startup. I don't know if you've ever read that one, where they talk about MVPs, and he was developing software and whatnot. And, you know, they're putting things in there that they thought were important, and then realized, you know, later on that actually the bugs were some of the things that some of the customers really liked about the software and whatnot. So it's interesting. Check out more episodes from Convos with Clenergy. Slap that subscribe button now. Cheers, cutters.